Okay, picture this. You wake up in the emergency room. Your heart rate is plummeting, alarms are literally blaring all around you, and the medical team is rushing in. But here's the crazy part. The culprit? It isn't some strange new disease. It's actually the exact medications prescribed to heal you. Welcome to Pharmacy with Sabir. Today, in this explainer, we're unraveling a silent, invisible threat in modern healthcare, the incredibly complex science of drug interactions.
So, let me ask you something. Can two totally normal, life-saving medicines actually become dangerous when you take them together? The terrifying answer is yes, for sure. When these carefully formulated chemicals mix in the incredibly complex environment of the human body, well, they can trigger a catastrophic clash.
All right, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the hidden danger in medicines, how bodies process drugs, what happens when medications collide, some real clinical case studies, how to prevent harm, and finally, a look into the future of medication safety. Let's dive in.
Starting right off with Section 1, the hidden danger in medicines.
So what exactly is a drug interaction? Well, by definition, it's an alteration in a medicine's effect caused by taking another drug, food, herb, or even alcohol. Essentially, one substance changes how another works. And scientifically speaking, we break this down into two main categories. You've got pharmacokinetic interactions, which is what the body does to the drug, and pharmacodynamic interactions, which is what the drug does to the body.
Now you might be thinking it's just pills interacting with other pills, right? Like our classic drug-drug interactions. Say, combining aspirin with the blood thinner warfarin. But there is also drug food. Actually, fun fact, the famous grapefruit juice interaction with statins was discovered by total accident in a 1989 blood pressure study. Then we have drug-herb clashes, like St. John's wort interfering with antidepressants. And of course, drug-alcohol interactions, where mixing a single drink with certain sedatives can literally be fatal.
Moving on to Section 2, how bodies process drugs. This is the pharmacokinetics part. In the pharmacy world, we call this the ADME process. That stands for absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. And each one of these steps is a potential battleground. Take the absorption phase, for instance. A common stomach acid reducer, like omeprazole, can change your stomach's pH and completely block a different drug from ever entering your bloodstream. Or, down the line in the excretion phase, one drug might stop your kidneys from filtering out another one, which causes a really dangerous toxic buildup in your system.
Okay. This is where it gets really fascinating. Enter the CYP450 enzymes. You can think of CYP450 as your body's main chemical processing plant, and it's located right there in your liver. It's responsible for metabolizing a massive percentage of the medications we take today. But here's the catch. These enzymes are incredibly sensitive. They can be sped up by outside substances, which we call induction, or they can be completely blocked, which is known as inhibition.
So who are the usual suspects here? Well, common culprits include the blood thinner warfarin, antibiotics like rifampicin and erythromycin, antifungals like ketoconazole, and yep, your morning grapefruit juice. If that grapefruit juice inhibits the specific enzyme that processes your blood pressure medicine, that medicine just isn't cleared out. Instead, it builds up in your blood to dangerous, potentially lethal levels.
Now let's look at Section 3, when different medications collide, which brings us to pharmacodynamics.
At the cellular level, these drugs basically battle it out in two main ways. In a synergistic or additive interaction, drugs combine to multiply their impact. It's like 1 + 1 suddenly equals 5, which very often leads to severe toxicity. On the flip side, you have antagonistic effects. This is kind of like a chemical tug-of-war, where drugs just compete and block each other, effectively canceling out their life-saving therapeutic benefits entirely.
And guys, these clashes have some genuinely terrifying real-world consequences. Mixing opioids and benzodiazepines creates extreme respiratory depression, meaning patients can literally just stop breathing. Aspirin plus warfarin heavily multiplies the risk of massive internal bleeding. And combining beta blockers with calcium channel blockers, that can drop your heart rate to a dangerously low, life-threatening pace.
Let's ground this in reality with Section 4, real clinical case studies.
Picture this. Hour 0. A patient takes a prescribed opioid for chronic back pain. 2 hours later, they're feeling really anxious, so they take a prescribed benzodiazepine. By hour 4, they're being rushed to the ER. Why did this happen? Well, the synergistic interaction between these two powerful central nervous system depressants caused severe respiratory failure. The sad part is, a simple medication review could have caught this before the pills were ever swallowed. Here's another one, and this happens way more often than you'd think. Day 1, a patient is perfectly stable on warfarin, a potent prescription blood thinner. By day 3, their knees are acting up, so they just start taking over-the-counter aspirin every day. Come day 5, they suffer an emergency hospitalization for hemorrhage. The patient simply didn't realize that an everyday painkiller acts as a catastrophic catalyst when it's mixed with a prescription thinner.
And then there's the grapefruit juice effect. Week 1, a patient starts a new metabolism-dependent medication, maybe a statin for their cholesterol. Week 2, they decide to get healthy and start drinking a large glass of grapefruit juice every single morning. By week 3, that juice has completely blocked their liver's CYP450 enzymes. The drug isn't breaking down at all. Instead, they get this toxic, muscle-damaging buildup circulating throughout their body.
Okay, enough of the scary stuff. Let's move to Section 5, preventing harm and staying safe.
You know, your pharmacist is basically your ultimate safety net here. They do so much more than just count pills and put them in bottles. They're essentially chemical detectives. They conduct comprehensive medication reviews, and they use these highly advanced electronic interaction checking systems that instantly flag chemical clashes the exact second a prescription is entered. Coupled with expert patient counseling and continuous monitoring, they are actively hunting for these risks to keep you safe.
But honestly, you are the most critical part of this team. You have to inform your healthcare providers about all your medicines. And yes, that includes vitamins, herbs, and supplements. Avoid self-medicating without asking first, even with basic over-the-counter drugs. Take the time to read those medicine labels carefully and strictly follow professional advice. Your voice is absolutely your best shield against medication harm.
And finally, Section 6, the future of medication safety.
We are literally standing on the brink of hyper-personalized, ultra-safe medicine. Artificial intelligence and clinical decision support systems can now process millions of data points to predict interactions that a human might easily miss. But even more mind-blowing is pharmacogenomics. That's using your unique DNA to see exactly how your specific liver enzymes function. Pretty soon, we'll be able to predict chemical clashes tailored to your exact genetic code long before a prescription is even written.
So, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer today, remember these 5 core pillars. Interactions can range from drug-drug all the way to drug-food. Pharmacokinetics is that ADME journey, including those super vital CYP450 liver enzymes. Pharmacodynamics involves synergistic or antagonistic clashes. Pharmacists are your frontline defense. And AI paired with pharmacogenomics, that is the personalized future of safety.
Like the quote says, safe medicine use begins with knowledge. Understanding drug interactions can genuinely save lives. Being informed is absolutely the best medicine you can take. If you found this explainer helpful, please make sure to like, subscribe, and join us here at Pharmacy with Sabir for more evidence-based education. Until next time, I'll leave you with this question to ponder. What hidden interactions might be sitting in your medicine cabinet right now?